You're very welcome to the Friends and Family Show live on Channel 1 TV. We're coming to you at our studios here at number 5 Ola Hansen Lane in Tesano. My name is Noyo Kwote. This evening, we're having a conversation and we're talking about parenting styles. You've got different way of, coaching your children or bringing up your children or probably raising your children for want of a better word. But there are so many ways. We're just going to talk about it if you're being, very strict or you're being light or you're being modest. That's what we're talking about today. And it's very interactive, this show. We show you all the emotions, like I always say. If we have to laugh, we laugh. Well, we have to share a little tale, we do that. But we just want you to know that we are being real. These are real life stories and all the things that you need to know about them. So you can be part of the show. Send me a message via WhatsApp on the number 020-444-7033. That is 020-444-7033. And don't forget to add your name as well. We would like to know where you're texting from. So please be a part of the show. One more time, you're very welcome to the Friends and Family Show. We'll take a breather. When we're back, we'll get into this conversation with 3 beautiful guests. My name is Noyo Kwote. Please settle down.
Mido, Ghana Biana. I'm for you have a bit soon. If it's not part, I say baby shit. Mangashi.
Junior. I'm saying so enough for maybe the
Sister Cospa, it's a winning gas.
I'm using the why. Why?
Down Yankanawa.
Sister Cos. Use gas. Gas ye fast, ye easy, ye convenient.
LPG, let me see your hand.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
For social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Looking for the latest buzz in Ghana's entertainment world? Welcome to Ghana Weekend, your ultimate destination for all things creativity and entertainment.
Stay in the loop with breaking news, exclusive interviews, and then insider stories from your favorite creatives and stars. From music, movies, fashion and art, lifestyle and culture, Ghana Weekend brings it all together. Get a daily dose of entertainment, discover new talent, and never miss out on the creativity that defines our vibrant culture.
Stay connected with us across all platforms. Follow us on Instagram with the handle Ghana Weekend, on X Ghana Weekend, on TikTok Ghana Weekend, at Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube for the latest in entertainment, travel, and everything Ghana. Don't miss out. Join the Ghana Weekend family today. Ghana Weekend, where entertainment meets creativity. Visit GhanaWeekend.com now.
Curious about what's happening beyond your borders? Beyond Borders takes you there. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m., join Caleb Kuda as he explores the stories that shape our world, connecting you with Ghanaians in other cultures and seeing the world through their eyes.
So we've learned one thing: you leave your shoes outside. Wow.
Tuesdays,
yeah.
you know, I won't go to Ghana dressed in a Lacoste. I
As
would, yes,
as director of operations.
From international politics to the human stories that define nations, Beyond Borders brings you a fresh perspective of Ghanaians around the world, one conversation at a time. Beyond Borders with Caleb Kuda airs Wednesdays at 7 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Where politics meets power, where the tough questions are asked. Welcome to Face to Face. Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou as he takes you face to face with the key players shaping the future of our nation.
I lost over $10 million at the trade fair.
You had a fight with the management of trade fair?
I don't have a fight with them. I just deplore the way they went about what they did.
Let's talk about the chief prosecutor of the state at the time that you were being prosecuted, Godfrey Yeboah Dame, the Attorney General.
Yes. I think he was directed to jail us.
By who?
By the system.
Boko has been a failure for your government, though.
Can't be a failure.
You have not solved it.
No, you are not praising them, the previous government for solving Yendi, which was even a more difficult case.
It's quite obvious that from these votes, the people felt that let's just let you go.
So they were disappointed in us. You are essentially the worst government in the Fourth Republic.
I don't know how you are doing that. If you based on the indicators.
Yes, based on the number of people who refuse to come and vote for you.
If that is your analysis, then why not?
No filter, no boundaries, just the truth behind the headlines. Deep, bold, and unflinching. Face to Face with Umaru Sanda Amadou airs on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV, where politics gets real.
All right, welcome back to the Friends and Family Show. My name is Noyo Kwartey, and we're live on Channel 1 TV. Tonight, we're talking about parenting styles. You know, there's so many styles that parents actually use in raising their children. Others use, you know, emotional intelligence. Some of us, we went through the whole military rule. And then there's authoritative and all of that. We're just going to get into this conversation. And you can be part of it by sending us a message via WhatsApp on the number 020-444-7033. And when you do, let us know your name and where you're texting from. So tonight in the studio, I have Doris Sahiati, who is a financial consultant and a mother. You're very welcome, Doris.
Thank you.
And you're not new to the studio.
No.
So yeah, I like having you here. Okay, again, we have a Michael Ano Tim Krang, who's actually a procurement professional and a father. You're welcome, Michael.
Thank you.
Not new to the set as well. And we have Margaret Boahini, who is also a corporate worker and a mother. Right. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to have all three of you back here in the studio. Okay, so this evening we're talking about parenting styles. You know, probably we're all in a different, from different generations. I don't know if we fall under that though. We have the Generation X, the Millennials, now there's Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and all of that. So I just want us to break it down a little and talk about all the parenting styles. I know that we have the authoritative, where, you know, parents are, you know, as I say, that's what I put into bracket and military rule. And then we have the much more flexible ones where, you know, mothers or parents will speak to the child, to the intelligence and all of that. So I just want us to break it down. If you'd want to talk about it, probably state what parenting style you're talking about and then how it is done. I go with you, Doris.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to start on the preamble that we don't have, when it comes to parenting, a one-size-fits-all.
Right.
So even within one home, different parenting styles may be required for the different children in that home.
Okay.
Having said that, I want to touch on the authoritative. You know, there's a difference between the authoritative and the authoritarian. They sound similar, and if you bring it to what we all know about leadership styles, you may say that both of them are harsh. The reality is that authoritative isn't. Authoritative is responsive to the child. Authoritative seeks to set very clear boundaries, seeks to explain and give understanding to the child of the reason why certain expectations and boundaries have been set. I believe that the authoritative style, much as you may not like the name, is very effective in developing a well-rounded child that is assertive, that is independent, is able to think for themselves, because you are held accountable for the choices that you make and the actions that you take. Whereas others may treat you like you're a child, you haven't reached that stage where you should be held accountable and responsible, but where you are given some degree of independence to contribute to decision making, equally you are held accountable. And I would like to say that I probably defer a lot to that style of leadership. While we extend warmth to the children and while we provide the listening ear, there are also consequences when you have not held to your own side of whatever agreements, expectations, and boundaries that we set. But you know upfront what is required of you, what the expectations are. So you don't have any excuse when you have reached it. Did I go through same? I think I was privileged, and I'm a Gen X. I look at the parenting style back then, and I also observed that I think the parenting styles are not necessarily specific to the different epochs or the different periods that we've had. I think they vary from home to home. So today, that you want to believe we are all practicing a certain modern parenting style, you may be surprised to go into a home where it's like 100 years ago. And the same way, back in our time, we also did have homes where what you would call modern parenting was being practiced. So we should look at this through those lenses of flexibility.
Right.
Thank you.
I think I will go with her choice, which is authoritative. Basically, it helps with shaping a child in a form, in a way you want. Because unlike the authoritarian, which is more like, I would term that as a military rule, it's not really the best way. I mean, sometimes it puts some sort of, I don't know how to put it, but I don't know the right term to use, but fear in the kids. It's not a good discipline. So for authoritative, it's the best where some level of authority, and by you allowing some form of freedom to move. So I think it's fine. I'm moving with that.
Margaret?
I think I'll do the same. For the Gen X group, I think we experience both. However, the authoritative, I think, gives more room. And I know growing up, I was expecting, there are days you go to some family homes and you're like, I wish I belong here, because you weren't given a listening ear from where you are coming from. And especially when our parents had that military rule, and for some of us that are from the single parenting, you know, your mother or father you are living with a single parent is performing a dual role. And sometimes their depression becomes your problem. Right. It's as if you are the problem, but you are not. And so growing up, I think the blend or balance for the two, not the other one, not the military rule as described by the authoritative.
So there's different types. So we have the permissive, we have the uninvolved.
But for the permissive,
they're usually not in the lives of the children. Yeah. And then the authoritarian and then authoritarian. Right. So can there be a mix of these parenting styles in a home? Well, I heard you mention that probably for a particular child, you have, like, let's say you have 3 kids or 4 kids at home. And so you're treating this one in this particular way or using this method for this particular child. Don't you think that actually causes some kind of tension or enmity? Amongst the children? Like at some point you would say that probably my brother is more loved, but usubantia.
Yes, exactly.
You get
exactly.
Yeah, because some of the boys, or some of the girls as well, have Itwe was small. Yeah, so it depends. So you can do the mix at home.
Yeah,
But
depending on the child.
at what point? Because when the children are growing, they can tell the difference. Probably you are more drawn. You know, when I come to you, they are more drawn. When this one comes, he's like, hey, can I go to this one? I should you know? And then those who are giving the curfew and all of that, doesn't it bring any tension? Doesn't it bring any separation or, you know, some kind of, you know, friction or something?
It does.
At home.
It does.
It does.
It does. But I'm thinking that in whatever action you take as a parent, the best is to explain to the child involved.
Okay.
We Africans always believe that you need to understand, you need to come along, you just don't have any room. But I think if you sit the child down, explain, and let them know the consequences of their actions. Because now, whatever happens under the sun, your actions affect your parents. It will affect your children and it will affect other generations. So whatever you are doing, I think a balance, one, and then two, let the person understand. It's the you know, I always stress on communication. It is the communication aspect of this
But
part.
is the child listening? Does the child understand?
Sometimes it depends on the approach.
Okay.
So when you use the different styles, you're looking at, and then, you know, we vary from, we don't have the same type of human being. You can't have a replica. So you look at the person and then you know how to approach it. For some, they would be okay shouting and yelling at them anywhere and they would not say anything. Others will rebel. So you look at the child's needs and know how to handle it.
But do you outrightly just go and say, okay, I'm going to use this method for this child? Don't you? Yeah, because you have to try
different methods.
Different. So,
Growing up.
I'm really cool with this one. Still, chale. Then you try the next one till exactly, no?
You know, yeah. For my boys, okay, just a quick one. For my boys, the older one, tell that boy you will buy him a Rolls Royce to make 5 A's. It's not something that is going to motivate him. The smaller one, you tell him, I'm buying a tablet. I want 5 A's. He tried it the first time, he had 3 A's, and he came back and said, Mommy, when you were at my age, did you get 5 A's?
It's not that easy.
But the other one won't even ask you of any, he's not bargaining for anything. So such a person, you have a different way of approaching him if you want him to achieve results. So you can't use the same style for this one and get the same results. No, you have to vary it and know at what point which one you are using.
Okay, Joyce, you're going to say something.
Yes, I think that it's important we are fluid depending on the situation. Yeah. Generally, and the personality bit becomes also very important because you need to know what kind of personalities these children are demonstrating in the home. And then based on that, you apply what seems most suitable. So you are being responsive all the time. There would also be different phases of their lives of these children when you might need to vary the style that you are using for them. So one child may go through different styles. And I like to say that for the sake of this conversation on television, we are using names. But we are really practicing these things in our homes without any name tags. Yes. And so because we are not attaching names to it, we are crossing boundaries seamlessly without knowing what we are doing. Yeah.
Right. So you know what's okay, so we're all parents.
Yes.
So what parenting style are you using at home?
I think I use a blend. A blend of the three.
All of them.
So I think I use the permissive with the authoritative kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
a
like
little
to
military
say,
sometimes come in for me. Yeah.
I like to say I'm using a coaching parenting style, which is a bit different from, it has a bit of the, if you like, authoritative. If you like, there will be times when you would call some aspect of permissive also being in there. But essentially, you are seeing the child in a light where you recognize that human beings that they are. So you are according them respect even from a very young age. You see them for who they are. I have to also clarify that I didn't start right out like this. The way I raised my first son, who is a Gen Next, is different from how I'm raising the Alphas. And this was because I only knew so much when I started raising the older boys. I have 4 sons. Okay,
Strong
so
woman.
yes,
Strong woman.
with all with all the awareness and the learning, the insight research I've done, sometimes inspired by these children, I've realized that it's better to adopt this coaching approach to parenting, where you honor them. And so we are focusing on their independence, autonomy as unique human beings, and having a certain unconditional positive regard for them. That they are good, they are capable of good, good can come out of them. That creates a certain positive premise that influences the expectation to start with. Because guess what? When we have very negative expectations of people, we tend to feed it and make it happen. So I'm using this approach when it comes to the expectations that I have for them. Boundaries, as a researcher and someone who tends to talk a lot, it's important that, and I also like my things in certain ways, they have to know and understand. But I'm also recognizing the uniqueness of each one of them, so that I'm accommodating for them. Margaret said, you must know their needs, their preferences, where they shine, where their strengths are, and honor that in the relationship that you're having with them. For me, and drawing on my experience from the professional arena as a professional coach as well, I've seen that people don't tend to compare much. That why is he treating this person this way? This is just fit for me, and I'm satisfied with it. So I'm not even paying attention to the fact that for this one, you had to promise a Rolls Royce to get a certain level of motivation. Because the way you are treating me, I'm just in heaven with you. And the other child also feels like mom is the best mom in the whole wide world. Each one of them is feeling that way. And I believe that this is the way to go. Paying attention to the independence of the children, ensuring that there's adequate communication and engagement. You may have a child that doesn't communicate much, doesn't engage much. You may have to go more to this child to draw the communication and the engagement out of them, for example. And then when it comes to disciplining, there are those that don't even create the occasion for you to discipline them. And there are those that are always on the table.
on top.
Every 2 minutes. Like, so you hear stop a million times.
Yeah. And you're not the one that I told you not to do this. And you are repeating. And the next one, they even do it more. Oh my God.
When it comes to those kind of interactions, the question I ask parents is, does the child understand?
They do. Some do.
Because oftentimes, parents get into the habit of telling, which will fall under authoritarian, because we are dictating. We are just telling you. And we don't quite, as a child, appreciate that. You've tried to explain it to me, but is it age appropriate? There's a story told of a child who went to write an I love you, scribes I love you or something like that on the father's car, and the father in anger chopped off the fingers or something. And while the child was in hospital and recovering, still appreciating the parent, doesn't even understand what has happened to them, asking when the fingers will grow back. So these are the realities. Sometimes we are projecting our level of understanding, appreciation to the child, thinking that I've explained it, you should get it.
Right.
But where they are coming from, what is going on within their system, they don't appreciate. And perhaps we don't even need to spend time trying to explain it their way. And this is where, for me, the coaching approach helps. I'm going to ask you a few questions. And you, as the child, you are going to think through what is going on with you to figure out if this is helpful, as opposed to me telling you ABCD is why it's not helpful. And when they've realized that, oh, this, and they are telling you themselves. And when they finish, so then you are, so then should you continue? They themselves advise themselves and it ends there. I did a lot of the talking stuff. 4 boys. I did it with the first, the second. I had to render an apology to the first because I realized a lot wasn't done well. And by the time I'm on the 4th one and I'm fully immersed in the coaching approach, I see that it's very smooth sailing, and I get you are the best mom in the world like 1,000 times in a day, you know.
Sometimes, yes. And I remember growing up, there was this woman who told me, "Oh, Babonida, Ubedrin said, but it's easy." You see, there are some kids saying, they're so good, you wish you own them. And there are others, even prayer won't solve their problems. I'm telling you.
Are you sure?
I know. There was this boy that died. Then the mother was in white every time. My mom met the woman and said, yeah, why is your son dead and you are white? Says, you people, I know you've been gossiping about me. You always say bad things in my absence. My son is a thief. He has been stealing from all of you. You insult me in my absence. If he's dead today, at least nobody will mention my name again. And the woman was happy. And I know that particular boy growing up. I know that time, the curfew times, 1998, 1982, 83, when Jerry Rawlings did that revolution and they have to pack people in front when he's still from Tezako Nima to... I know he was part of it. So after some time, I said, I don't have to give my mother any cause to be happy in my absence. And these are real life things that you experience. Such a boy, which coaching rules are you going to give to him? When he steals from the parent, the mother's friend, the woman will be begging this boy. What else can you do to him?
So if I can come in Ghana, we use the word coaching very randomly.
Okay.
And we think coaching is telling people things. But the level of coaching awareness in Ghana is very, very low. Okay. Coaching is one of the top global skills right now. And it's being used to enhance performance, to transform behavior, to augment leadership styles. And it's really creating a lot of impact. I would not assume that every parent out there knows how to coach. I had to go through professional training over years, be examined, practice over years for them to see that I'm doing it right. Okay, so I would not belabor that point that many people don't know. And coaching is not rules we give to somebody. Coaching is not about rules. Coaching is actually defined as partnering with the client in a thought-provoking and creative process that maximizes the individual's personal and professional performance. So essentially, we are relating with you as a human being in a way that unearths the best of your potential. And we are starting right out with that positive mindset, because every human being has a positive potential in there. And if we believe it, we will treat you, we will resource you, and give you the necessary accommodation that actually makes it manifest. Whereas if we start out being biased and judging you, and we do judge a lot,
yes,
then we are not even going to resource you and provide you with the environment for you to evolve with that potential that is within. There's a lot of research that is backing the impact and the difference that coaching is making when it comes to parenting. And you would see a number of products out there saying that no more shouting at parents. It's real. There is the research evidence that shows that this kind of transformation can be achieved when we see people.
No more shouting.
Yes.
For real.
Yes, for real.
Okay.
And I am raising my voice these days. I'm coming from where myself, before I hadn't taken the professional coach development, I was only a financial analyst or coach, financial consultant, operating in the finance space. And so it was rigid, and I have to back the instructions, and they are jumping and climbing all, abide by the principle. You have to be compliant and all that. And I did a lot of talking. These days, I don't do that. And I really am grateful for the energy that I reserve. Yes, I do interactions with them. They think about what is going on with them, and they are able to identify that this thing I did is wrong. they can see it that is wrong.
So they have got into that stage.
Yes, and it's empowering. You know, the other way leaves them intimidated, timid. Yes.
Which one is intimidated?
When you use parenting styles,
stop giving one knock, one hop, bang, bang,
But you know,
into it
at some
again.
point, it makes these kids timid in the sense that
At what
they are not
age?
able to voice out.
We'll take a break. We'll come back to talk about the intimidation and then being timid. We're still talking about parenting styles on the Friends and Family Show. We'll take a breather. We'll be right back and get more into this. So don't go away.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel One TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel One TV with support from 97.3 CDFM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
All right, welcome back to the Friends and Family Show. My name is Noyo Kwoti. We're still on the parenting styles, and we're going to get into a deeper version of this conversation because I want to ask, our times as probably millennials or Generation X, right? The parenting style, you can't really tell where it falls, whether it's authoritative, it's permissive, or you get what I'm saying, or uninvolved. But I'm going to give an example. Like you've been told so many times to stop, probably something that's going to hurt you, or you fall off something, and you keep playing. You climb the chair, you come down, say yeah, do this or whoo, and you come down. You do again, you do this. Your mother will say stop. Then you do again, say whoo, you do your mother, and you come down again and do whoo, this so quick. Then you come down. Tell your mother say stop. She will say it again. And then you fall down and you get a cut or probably hit your head or leg or something. Abajiboni. You that you have your head slow, they will beat you fast inside. Hey! You haven't seen that parenting style before. Let me wait. Let's finish that. You will come back and explain that to you. She's not going to say anything again. No. She will watch you fall. No. Say, and then, you know, the most funny part is when you want to cry, and she say, Uswamebo.
Yes. Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
She was like, Uswamebo.
Exactly.
And you are hurt, but you can't cry. Because small tear drop like this, you die. And it'll beat you more than the pain that you even felt, like, you know, falling off that chair. Do we still have that parenting style?
I think that parenting style is totally wrong.
It's totally wrong.
Okay.
Okay, fine. I mean, my perspective.
Yeah.
Because I believe that if a child has fallen, I mean, you kept saying, say, Jai, the child never stopped. He falls or she falls, has a saw, a cut, whatever, and you beat the child again. I don't think it's the right
before
thing.
I treat you.
Come again, please.
I'll beat you before I treat you.
No, I don't think so what does the beating does to your child? What does it do to a child?
Gives me a little relief.
A relief?
Gives the mother,
a little relief.
Oh, okay.
Next time when I tell you to stop something, you at least listen.
But you think...
Because...
You think they'll listen?
No.
It rather hardens them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it rather
Yeah, because
hardens
it
them.
gets to a point and they say, me, yeah, wait,
Babo. So I will keep doing it.
You know, so I keep doing it because I know that the end is why I want me there for.
Exactly.
So this is you that you are beating the child is standing the day she.
It's like me.
What you do?
I remember when I was young, maybe people say, Babo, my matching. So I was ready for the beating I done. So at some point I was tired. So I mean, it hardens them. So I think at some point we can drop that beating small. I mean, maybe the style I'm using might be wrong, but in my own way, I think it's right. In the sense that
what works for you?
My young boy, who is 3 years now, anytime he likes watching the cartoons very late in the night. During the days now, I feel passionate form, and he does, and he always has his forehead swollen. Instead of beating him, I take away his tablet, and I realize, oh, you know, Daddy, please give it to me. I beg you. No, you're not taking it. At some point, I'll take the tablet, then he stops. So I think sometimes teaching them a different style also works. I mean, seizing their gadgets from them. You can try a different style, but the beating doesn't really solve it. I don't think it really solves it.
I won't hit you, but I will ignore you.
Oh, but that's another style.
You know, that's if the pain, the whatever it is not something that I need to nurse. It's not a cut, you're not bleeding. You just, hit your head or something. I won't say anything. I just ignore you. And sometimes they think that when you get up, you're going to hit them. So they're looking at you like that. But I would just walk past. And then later on, when I realize that you're calmed down, I just come back to you and go like, did you see the results for what you did? And then why I was asking you to stop. They don't go, yes, F. But I think with time, they know that's okay. So if mommy doesn't say anything at all, that's because she's upset. She doesn't like what you did. So because I've ignored you, you realize that my son will later now come and hold my leg and say, Mommy, I'm upset because I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything you say, I'm not responding, but I'm responding to your sisters.
Yes.
So then he feels like, okay, so I did something wrong then.
No.
So I'll be there. I'm ignoring you totally.
No. You see those two boys I'm talking to you about? Kofi, when you ignore him, will do everything within 3 minutes to make sure that you patch up.
That one.
Jane Z. Ignore him for 1 month. Beat him for 1 month. Talk to him for 1 month. I think he has his own mind. Sometimes I get tired and I call him, Nana. So what exactly is the problem? I want to understand you. I want us to come together to work this out. He will sit there. You will talk the whole day. He will listen the whole day. He won't say anything. He gets up. Nana, don't buy it. Mommy, I'm taking my change. Nana, don't go there. Oh, I'm coming from there. There is not. You see. So sometimes I want to find out from him. Is there anybody in your life that probably you are listening to that probably me? Because Kofi is totally different. Say, sweetheart, I don't want you to do this. He said, okay, mommy. So what are the results of my actions? You tell him, he said, so you mean that when I hit my head I can die? I said, yes, Kofi, all the things in your stomach will come out. Mommy, I'm not doing that. I think I'm fine. But the other one, he will want to try to see if the things in the stomach is actually going to come out.
Thank you. So in this conversation, 2 things stick out. For me, one of them is you ask the question, who does he listen to? We each listen to ourselves. We are each very, very damn good at listening to ourselves. And it helps if somebody can prompt you for you to listen to yourself and to not just be on the run, following the distractions and chasing, but just listening to yourself. And the second thing is learning moments. As parents, there are so many learning moments that come up throughout the day, and we don't want to miss those learning moments. Those learning moments are moments when the child gets the privilege to think about something that has just happened. And I think you do a bit of that indirectly when you said later on you come to them. Oftentimes, depending on the child, but for most times, for them to appreciate that it is because of this, it's in connection with this. When it has happened, then with your emotions regulated, you engage them. And you are not engaging them in a mocking way. You are not engaging them to tease them. You are not engaging them in a way to disrespect or to dishonor them, but to support them to see what they can learn from what has just happened. It takes time for you to work with your children, to work with even adults, for them to begin to see that there are lessons in everything that happens in our lives. And that moment, they are going to listen to themselves, what they are feeling. If there is pain, if there is fear, if there's anxiety, they are going to listen to it, and out of it, pick the lesson. A friend of mine says that a lot of us Africans walk around with post-traumatic stress disorders. Because this kind of parenting, if you went through it, it traumatizes you.
Yeah.
And you are not even aware that you've been traumatized.
Yes.
And so there are so many things you walk about in life too afraid to go near. Your creativity is gone. You want somebody to tell you exactly what to do. So you see our graduates, they come out of school and they don't feel free to start thinking to solve a problem because somebody has always told them what to do and what will happen when they do it. So they come to work and, okay, now tell me what I should do. Right. And if you are not telling them anything they should do, then they are not taking any actions, no initiatives. And then you are going to end up saying that they are not fit for the role that you had recruited them for.
So I've got a few questions, but then I have some messages as well.
Okay.
I'll take the messages and then we'll go into the questions. Okay, so this one here says, good evening now. My name is Helen Indansuman. I love gentle parenting. But my Ghanaian mom thinks I'm just letting the kids run wild. She said, if I didn't beat you, would you have turned out well? I just smiled and cried inside. Okay, so we'll talk about that. And then my mother's style of was authoritarian and used the silent treatment. That has made me immune to silent treatment, but I don't think it's a good style of parenting. This is Hagan in Takwa. And then my mom was so chill. I thought we were roommates. No curfew, no lectures, just vibes. Now I'm trying to figure out boundaries with my own kids. Definitely, it's gonna be hard because you haven't learned a few boundaries. You don't know at what point to, draw the line because you've lived like, you're the younger sister of your mom. So definitely there are no lines. But then before we get into these, I was gonna ask a question. Comparing parenting now to then, is there any thin line? Is there anything that, stays here and is there as well? Is here as well? Like nowadays kind of parenting and our kind of parenting. Are there any differences, or you think that there's something that's moved slightly into the new ones? But I think growing up, although we have the, military rules, that I don't know why I keep saying military rules. That's because
you have no choice. Yeah, you have no choice.
You are going well like this.
You have no choice.
And then now, you would want to explain to the child, well, they can't do this and that.
Yeah.
I don't think our time, my mother has the time to explain to you why you can't wear what you're wearing.
Explanation for what?
For what's like this? You're asking, who are you asking the question?
Shefako.
You have no choice.
You don't have that time. No, she doesn't even, she's saying that she's going. It's not like she's standing there for you to say something back. Comparing my mom and my dad, my dad was a bit chill as well. My dad is always the one that's, later give a reason why he's saying this and that. My mom, she doesn't have the time to give you that reason.
Explanation.
The minute she said this, you have to act on it. When she crosses the line, comes back and, oh yeah, man, come on. The German slap you receive, they give you the slap from back. And it covers half of your face like this. Nobody will tell you that you should come back to factory reset. But on the other hand, so I've grown up in the mix, where my mom is always like, girl, like that. She has time for everything. But my dad is a bit, I want you to talk to me about this, you can't do that, you can't do this. I know that you've got to a particular stage that you have to mingle with your friends. I'm going to give you that time. He will do all of that. And so sometimes you are wondering, I mean, I call it for me, I love it for me. Yes. So you're drawn to one side, and then you're used to that kind of parenting. So I think that I am drawn to my dad's side of parenting, but sometimes I sway here a little
to make them
because
tough.
I'm also used to this side of it. So the whole, hey, my friend, sit down, you know. My son is always all over the place. I think that his attention span is really short. So he can't do one thing
for a very long time.
So he's always sitting on the edge. Like he needs to do something. The only time he's chill is when he's watching a particular thing that he likes. But my daughters are a bit, you know,
calm.
Yeah, they will listen. But all of them drawing the line, they fall under the, when you do this, I give you that. So it's in their head that Mommy is going to give us gummies, so let's sit down like this.
Okay.
You get it? So I was looking forward to that thing, and then when you do not honor it,
then it becomes a challenge.
It becomes a challenge.
So
you see, so comparing these
carrot and stick approach,
you know,
sometimes
from there,
trust issues can also come
exactly.
up.
So that it's hard for me to break it because I said it, and when you say it, the minutes they wake up the next morning, because Mommy's going to give us chocolate today. So whatever it is that they're doing, they are lying because Mommy said, before we finish brushing our teeth, to give us candy. Mommy said, so everybody's like Robocop. Mommy said, when is this? You know, so they're in a hurry to brush their teeth because they know that right after that, they're getting that, you know, and then if you don't, then everybody's like,
Today you have disappointed us, yes. So I think the carrot stick approach sometimes do work for us as parents. To just come in on the last bit of, you see, you're saying that some people would always wait for instructions. That, I think, has to do with the individual one, and two, the parenting style. Just as she was saying. So my mom gives an instructions, and you know that if this is not done at this time, trust me, the beatings is a bonus. As for the beatings, my mom will tell you, you know what, I don't know how to gossip because even when I'm happy, you can hear me from the next 3 lane. So let's be at our level and then we are okay. So I'm thinking that whatever you are doing as a child or as a parent, you look at the reward session of all the children, as you're saying. So what it means is that if you're not able to honor, trust issues are in, but you can't always even honor everything you tell them. So there should be that willingness, like the typical wife who is ready to accept things, although nothing is coming, because otherwise you go up and everything you are doing, you want something. Yes, but there are days that you should have that self-esteem and confidence and say that, oh, if no one is even watching, I'll still do what is right. And at what point do you go to say that, oh, I know nobody is going to honor me at this time, but this is what is right, so let me do it. Because if always we do things and we expect reward, it becomes a challenge.
Exactly.
And that's why you have people in the office and the job that is not giving them any money, they don't want to do it. After doing all that, if later on somebody recognizes you and you are being honored, then the jealousy starts in. Because if we are closing at 5 we are closing at 5. If we extend to 9 and we are not being paid, everybody wants to say, oh, I'm a mother, I'm going to pick my child. They don't make room for anything. You stay on every time you have an extra time and you don't even charge for anything. Next time there is something that is coming with money, they want 2 people and you are the first choice. And no, that is not her line. That is not what she has to do. But you've forgotten the other time that you sacrificed that you didn't expect anything. So I think, yes, we can give rewards and all that, but we should let them know that it is good to do what is right.
But again, that kind of practice doesn't linger on forever.
Anyway,
that's
right.
True.
It doesn't linger on. You know, it gets to a point where even when you're not doing it, they're okay. Because right now, that's their mindset. They're, you know, children. If they're under 5, right? So they know that, oh, at least when I do something good today, Mommy gives me something. That's why I like their kind of, you know, rewards and awards in school. So it makes them, you know, keep
always stay
the
on top.
Standard. Exactly. Like I was saying the other time, my kids, if you probably get all your outstandings, you're being given a certificate. So So let's say the whole class, you're probably the only one who's got like 12 outstandings and all that. You're given a certificate, which you're filing. So you stand in front of the class, they clap for you. Other kids are looking as well that I would want to stand in front of the class and hold that outstanding card. Same with my daughter's class. She's a reception, so they don't do the cards, but they do star of the class.
You know, do a lot of stars in your book.
Exactly. So you get all the stars. Like, oh, she's a star girl for this semester, or he's a star girl, or these two ones are the star girls. So it keeps them. So that is what I've actually brought home. So they know that, like, you know, we're still continuing with the whole school thing. You know, you do something great, you're the star girl tonight. You know, you do something great, then you get your. But then as they grow, I feel that as they grow, they know that, well, when I do anything, I get something. So it's stuck, whether it's coming or it's not, but they know definitely inside of them that, you know, I need to do something good.
We could make this sustainable by not branding it as reward, but looking at it as recognition.
Right.
Recognition that comes with point building. So you are building points towards something. And when you have accumulated enough points, these points can be used for something of meaning to you. You see that the Gen Nexters are people who want to work, not like their predecessor millenniums through professional development. They want to do meaningful work. I derive a lot of satisfaction, joy. My strengths are brought to bear when I make you beautiful. I'll make you beautiful any day, and I can really excel at it. So if we build points, and the points now can be used by the child for something that is meaningful to them. It's not a hand-me-downs. And they are building it, and it's more long-term. It's helping them develop holistically. There is something, maybe a skill they want to learn to do something, and this is investment towards it. It tends to be more sustainable, and it doesn't make them feel like transactional.
Right.
I do this, you give me that. Yeah. I thought I should share that.
I've got a few messages. This one here says, this post-traumatic stress disorder is so real. Because my mom was very military style, I flinch as soon as someone gets close to me. It's that serious. So that's the example I made, that when they do something, you're even moving around, you're not even going to, they go like, because they know the next time you're going to hit them. And it stays. So even when their shadow is just around you, the ball from the tree, German's lap, forget. And then low-key, I used to think my parents were mean. But now I understand they were doing the best they could with what they knew. Still wouldn't recommend the cane or beatings though. My name is Blessing. I mean, I don't like the beatings and then the cane.
A little bit is fine for me.
Oh no, I don't. I'll pinch you a little.
A little.
You know,
so I had to come to the place where I asked myself, so after I've inflicted the pain,
then
what have I gained?
I get really.
So I had to find another way. Because there's something I wanted to achieve. And what I wanted to achieve was not just the pain you are feeling. I needed you to learn something. And if I have caused you pain, the psychology shows that in that present state of mind, you are not capable of picking the lesson that I actually want you to pick. You are not capable of being able to take action. And I've missed that learning opportunity. So I had to unlearn.
My little boy, one time asked me, so mommy, why are you beating me?
How did you
understand? From that day, I have decided that anytime I'm going to touch him, he should understand the reason why I'm doing it. Because Mama, why are you beating me? And I was so quick to just hit him because I was angry. And from that question, from that day he asked me that question. I'm always careful when I'm dealing with him, because I noticed that, you know, this one I should use a different approach. It's not like the other two.
Right.
That those two James is.
That means they're ignoring. So that means, you know, I'm paying attention to the girls. So I go like, Mommy and Baba, we were going to the party, or we'll go with you come now. You know, so that he's sitting in the corner, he's, Mommy, I won't do it again. I want to go to the party. You know. So I always do that, ignore. So whoever does it, I just ignore and take the other two and say, well, we're going to get lollipop. I don't think that I have money for one.
And are you able to?
It will enter you proper.
You no. So are you able to ignore
carry
him?
through
to the end?
Not complete. So till he's like, okay, Now I think I've done something wrong. So let me go to mommy and go to mommy. Mommy, I'm sorry. I want some of the lollipop. Like, okay. So now you did that and that and that. But then we're back again and everybody's... Sometimes I do the little one to say shame to your brother and let's see how he will feel. Say, I don't want Baba to tell me shame. So I'm sorry, mommy. I won't do it again because he is the oldest. He doesn't want the little one to come in and say shame on you.
Yeah.
So then, why should the little ones come in and tell me that? So because of that, mommy, I'm sorry. I won't do it again. And truly, they remember. So when I said, either the second one goes like, now, do you remember that when you did this, that's why mommy told you that Baba will tell you shame. Yes, it's true. You know,
so,
then they coil. We have some few messages. I'm really enjoying this conversation. It's very important. I'm Baba watching from Kosa. Hi, Baba. I'm trying not to repeat the yelling and beatings I got growing up. But sometimes I open my mouth and my mother comes out.
The emotional intelligence comes so as parents, we need to develop our emotional intelligence skills.
Okay, so I had a similar upbringing to Na. My mom is a total opposite to my dad. I think it creates an emotional imbalance because you're laughing and then the next minute you're crying. Yeah, so it took me a long time to accept it. So for a period of time, I was upset with my dad as I was growing up. That you sit there and she does that to me.
And you don't say anything.
You know, and you don't say anything. So for a very long time, I held on to that pain, like, and anger. Like, why are you nice to me, but you still sit for somebody else to treat you like this? Yeah. So it took a very, very long time. And at the time that I realized that he's not going to talk to my mom like that in my presence. Probably they do it when they're in the room. He's definitely going to, you know, tell her that you can't do this to her, but reduce the way you shout. And also I held on to that anger for a long time. When I released it,
that's bad.
Yeah. So I put in my heart, like in my mind, that my kids are not going to, like, you know, have that, you know, thought.
My husband,
my
husband would just come in and stop me.
In front of the kids?
Yes. And initially I had issues with him doing it that way. But I think that I just resolve it that, okay, probably I need to correct myself. So don't let me be too angry with him and then try and reform myself instead. Yeah. Because sometimes it hurts. And the same person will come around and say, your kids, you have to talk to them. Then he will tell and say that, oh no, when a child is good, it's for the father, but if he has a problem, it's for you. So you have to resolve it. And I'm trying to resolve this same problem. And you are in here saying that, oh no, take your time, you shout too much, you yell too much. So at times I even get confused as a mother.
Yes. Right. So we would have to, you know, put all these parenting styles together and then choose which one helps. But I think that honestly, the beatings, we have to rule it out small. I know we grew up with all the canes and everything at school. Then you wear jeans, books and jeans and do a day shoot. But right now they can't do that. We beg you. The kids are definitely, you know, quite wired different and all of that. I take my final message. Hi, I'm Max, and I think parents should not be shy sex educating their kids, because that was one thing that really gave me problems. And as for schooling, it's the African way, but every child and its mechanism, which is true. So on that note, we just will have 1 minute to go away. Thank you so much for coming through. We've had a very interesting conversation. I've learned a lot. Thank you so much, Coach. I have really learned a lot. Yeah.
I've learned a lot too.
Yeah, so I'm going to do some small changes here in my life.
Same here.
Right. Thank you too, Margaret. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Right. My name is Noyo Kortin. Has been the Friends and Family Show. We'll come your way tomorrow, same time. Do you enjoy the rest of your day? Mwah.